Last up, we have House Bill 775. This is a bill that's been in committee for a bit now. There are some changes to it. I will touch briefly section by section here and then gladly entertain questions when I get finished. Sections 1 through 2 deal with TIF districts. This particularly affects the Yum Center districts down in Louisville and some additional development opportunities that may exist there. Section 3 allows for craft brewers to file their returns electronically. Sections 4 through 5 and 38 to 39 deal with property taxes on pipelines. This relates to a Supreme Court decision regarding the definition of real property. 6 through 8 is some cleanup on the bourbon barrel tax bill that we did the other year. Section 9 deals with the income tax rate reduction corrections. And the change to this from the original bill is that in fiscal years 25, 26, and 26, 27, we allow the rate to go down by a quarter or a half. And then starting in 27 to 28, it can go down by 0.1 at a time, up to 0.5 in a year. Section 10 deals with the extension of the Metropolitan College incentive. Sections 11 through 14 are the same regarding the Tourism Development Act and some lodging facility projects. Sections 15 through 18 deal with a TIF that had expired and just allows for reauthorization of an old TIF that had existed previously. Section 19 through 24 deals with the taxing rate on cannabis-infused beverages at $1.92 a gallon. Section 25 maintains the commitment to the development of alternative fuels policy, but also talks about the need to reevaluate the jet fuel tax credit in the Commonwealth. Sections 26 to 27 remain largely the same related to sales tax incentives for entertainment events, but do contemplate a future utilization of some of those revenues for developing those events in rural areas in the Commonwealth. Sections 28 to 29 deal with the selling farmer tax credit. President Givens, would you want to comment on that one briefly?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. And obviously, one of the biggest challenges we face in production agriculture is the loss of farmland. We've got a challenge getting young farmers entered into the business because of the barriers to entry, mainly the cost. But in addition, over time, we've seen a lot of loss of farmland. So I'm excited about us, without expending any funds, maintaining the cap where it currently is regarding the tax credits, but providing opportunities for farmland to stay in production. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. Section 30 deals with conformity to the Internal Revenue Code. Section 31 to 33 deals with the fees on cannabis-infused beverage licenses. $2,000 for retail, $1,000 for distributor, $1,000 for distributor supplemental, and $1,000 for a direct shipper. Section 34 deals with expansion of data center project incentives. Section 35 deals with the first audit of the Kentucky Horse Racing and Gaming Corporation, which will be conducted in fiscal year 24 to 25. Section 36 prohibits additional locations for the play of electronic charity games until such time as the regulations are promulgated from the Horse Racing Commission. And Section 37 deals with the Kentucky Horse Racing and Gaming Corporation, allows promulgation of administrative regs thereon. Before I entertain a motion here, as we got finished with House Bill 622, I failed to make the motion on the title amendment. At this time, Chair will entertain a motion on title amendment for House Bill 622. Senator Mays Bledsoe, do I have a second? Second by Senator Richardson. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, like sign. The ayes have it. Title amendment is adopted. At this time, I will entertain a motion on House Bill 775 by Senator Neal. Do I have a second? Senator Mays Bledsoe. At this time, are there any questions? Senator Funky Fromeyer.
Several questions around the taxation of the beverages that were being described. I don't know how to explain that, but a number of people have been asking, did we establish tax similar to a distilled beverage or a beer or a bourbon? Malted beverage or a distilled beverage?
More like a distilled spirit.
And can you help me know how that's different, or even if that's even changeable before the next legislative session, that can't be addressed in regs?
It cannot be.
Okay. And then I couldn't break that down for myself. I think it's page 83. I was trying to get there. How, right now they're not being taxed, so this is establishing tax. And
That is correct, yes.
how would it compare with if it were taxed like beer? I think we heard a bit of those questions, and I'd like to be able to acknowledge the difference, and I don't know the difference.
So what is the question?
The difference between taxing it like a bourbon versus taxing it like a beer. Because I think this indicated the cents per gallon.
Beer is $2.50 per barrel.
So beer is at $2.50 per barrel, and then you can see what the distilled spirits is there.
$1.92 per gallon.
Okay, thank you.
Senator Boswell.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. So there's some stuff in there about the tax incremental financing district, and we've addressed this before on some of these districts, and we basically extended that period of time. Are these different ones that we've dealt with in the past? So I have one in my area that's still in effect.
This does not affect the one. Nothing that we're doing here affects the one in your area.
Okay, then I would like to make one other comment. So there is a section, if I understand this correctly, and I understand what we're trying to do here, which essentially allows us to reduce the incomes, the state income tax by an increment not of what we are currently doing of 0.5%. And I would just have to say this. I mean, one of the reasons I came up here to be in this legislature was continue this process of reducing this income tax to zero. And I'm very concerned that if we take our eyes off the ball and even start talking about a number that's less than 0.5%, that we're never going to get there. So I have very concerns about, and there's some great stuff in this bill. It's a long one, but there's some really good stuff in here. So I'm very conflicted about parts of this bill.
Did I have a motion in a second yet? Yes. All right. I'm sorry. Senator Rawlings.
In section 6 through 8, what does the cleanup on the bourbon barrel tax actually do?
So, right now the statute contemplates the tax reduction being based off of a rate. This converts the rate to an assessed value. The rate's a little bit more difficult to have a reduction on as you go through it, whereas the assessed value is kind of a fixed value that we can assign that to, and it basically makes the change from rate to assessed value.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Seeing no others, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senator Boswell. No. Senator Funky Frommeyer. Yes. Senator Givens. Aye. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe.
Aye.
Senator Neal.
I want to explain my no vote.
Cast your vote and explain, sir. Well, you already cast, so I guess just explain, please, sir.
Yeah. What I want to do is, first of all, thank you for the hard work. I know a lot went into this, and there's a lot of good stuff in this, and I really appreciate it. My only real concern is it seems to make it easier to lower the tax rate, and that gives me some concern. But at this point, doesn't mean I'll say no on the floor, but I'll say no at this point.
Senator Nunn.
Excuse me. Cast a vote, explain my vote.
Cast and explain, sir.
I'm going to vote yes, but much like my colleague, Senator Neal, I may vote differently on the floor. I'm just going to let this move along in the process.
Senator Rawlings.
Pass.
Senator Richardson. Senator Webb.
I'm going to vote aye, if I may explain, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am. Please explain.
As one of the original drafters and presenters of the original TIF legislation that was inspired by the M Center back then, it always have to look closely at what we're doing in regard to these districts, and they are at a point now where they are being utilized outside of the Jefferson County area, and that was the intent. And the way I see this, I have no problem with it, so I vote yes. Thank you.
Chair McDaniel.
Aye. Means 7 aye votes, 2 nay votes, 2 pass votes. The measure passes with favorable expression. There is no more business to come before this committee, so we'll stand adjourned.